The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, is a federal law that protects the privacy of a student's educational record. The law applies to all schools that receive funds under an applicable program of the U.S. Department of Education. FERPA gives parents certain rights with respect to their child's education records. These rights transfer to the student when he or she reaches the age of 18 or attends a school beyond the high school level. These students are referred to as eligible students. Generally, schools must have written permission from the parent or an eligible student in order to release any information from the student's education record. However, FERPA allows schools to disclose those records without consent to the following parties under the following conditions: school officials with legitimate educational interest, other schools to which a student is transferring, specified officials for audit or evaluation purposes, appropriate parties in connection with financial aid to a student, organizations conducting certain studies for or on the behalf of the school, accrediting organizations, to comply with a judicial order or a lawfully issued subpoena, appropriate officials in cases of health and safety emergencies, and state and local authorities within a juvenile justice system pursuant to a specific state law. Schools may disclose without consent directory information such as a student's name, telephone number, date and place of birth, honors and awards, and dates of attendance. However, schools must tell parents and eligible students about the directory information and allow them a reasonable amount of time to request that the school not disclose directory information about them. Schools are required to annually inform parents and eligible students about their rights under FERPA regulations. Each school has the discretion of choosing the actual means of notification. Knowing when to release student records can pose a challenge to school administrators. Let's review some typical scenarios and discuss if it's appropriate for the school to release the information in each situation. Kelly's parents have been divorced since she was 12 years old. Her father claims her as a dependent, but Kelly's mother pays for her tuition. Kelly and her father refuse to keep her mother informed about her academic progress. Kelly's mother decides to ask the institution about how she's doing academically. Can the institution help Kelly's mother with this request? FERPA regulations allow the release of information to either parent that claims the student as a dependent on their taxes. The institution needs to obtain a copy of the tax return validating dependency prior to disclosing the information. In this situation, Kelly's mother may have to use the legal system to gain access to the information in the education records. The chair of the English department wants to reach out to military veterans in their program to serve as mentors to returning service members. The institution's office that serves veterans is located in your department, and they have reached out to you to provide them with the information. Although the English department has good intentions, you should be cautious about releasing the information. You might encourage the department to ask students to voluntarily self-disclose their military service history. John works for a construction company that provides tuition assistance to employees that want to take classes. John has been taking evening classes for one semester. The owner of the company contacts you at the registrar's office to inquire about John's current enrollment status. What are you allowed to tell him? Assuming that John does not have a no release on his record, you are allowed to verify his enrollment status and any other directory information. The company would have to have John's written consent to obtain additional information about his academic progress. It's not uncommon for a company to require the employee to authorize a release form to be a part of an educational benefit program and should be able to forward you the document.